Okay, a little bit of a grief there because of the edge of the hedge, or the edge of the map actually, causing all sorts of grief. But this is a nice map border because you've got, that's basically the animal dealer. But you've got the extra fields, you've got trees off into the distance, which we didn't really have on Maypole. So a little bit more or less immersion destroying map borders here. And I appreciate that, that's good. Okay, so I'm completely off. We are going to complete probably about 60% of this field, maybe a little bit more before the rain starts. And it depends how close to 4 o'clock it happens. But that's kind of a good thing. Because it does mean that looks like we're doing about a third of a field per hour, or a third of a field per half hour, and it said it would take an hour and a half to do, or estimated an hour and a half to complete the contract. Obviously, the corners are going to take longer because there's more turning around at each end, or there's more rows involved. This middle bit on, yeah, we're spending more time going in a straight line than we are turning around. Okay, I'm not going to flip the plough until I'm ready on the line. Coming back, how are we doing? 1550. That's good. Let that flip. And off we go. And it has started raining 2 minutes early. 8 minutes early. It's only a slight drizzle, so we might be okay for a few minutes here. We are getting stuck in the mud, so I'm going to finish this row and we'll call it done. Oh, we're getting stuck. No. We will send you home too. Yes. Rain is getting to be a problem for us, so I think we're probably done for the day. It's going to rain through till about 7. It's going to be dark at 7. It's going to be dark at 8 o'clock in the morning, but we will sleep till 8 o'clock in the morning and see what the next day brings. Hopefully. Things will be clearer. Yes, very dark. It's raining right now. It's interesting. It is indeed raining right now until 9 o'clock, and I'm guessing, I was going to say I'm guessing it just started, but that might not be quite so true. So that's a cultivator. 3-4 meters. But I already got 6 meter cultivator, which is good. There's the hoe. There's Q series. There's the M7 disc harrow for 3 meters. That's a cultivator, 3 meters. Oh, what's this? That's a wood chipper. That's a cultivator. Roller, shovel. That would be nice. I don't really need that now. We got the little, what is it, horse planter. That's kind of good enough, I guess. Okay, you know what? I think, oops, since I've got nothing better to do right now because weather, and it is entirely possible that the weather is going to continue all the way through to, or at least muddy fields are going to be a problem until, what is it, 9 o'clock, possibly 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We can take a quick run down to the store, pick up our seeds, what little there is. Don't need anything else from the store either right now. But my thought on this field is once the Kubota's well into it, we'll be able to come and seed it. Yeah, we'll probably have to consider the Kubota will need to be about half to 2/3 done. But then we can come in and seed it with grass. And everything will be good then. Hey Naphanos, welcome. I am having a good morning. It is real time 9 o'clock, so it's still early. Mrs. Osa and Teenage Osa are still having a lie-in. This doesn't look right. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, so yeah, I'm taking advantage of the farm tracks here because they're not as steep as the roadways. So we're actually capable of making good time to and from the store using these tracks. I still wish I had more horsepower on this tractor. It's adequate for the jobs I do, but you know, having a little bit more would have been useful. Yeah, I should have come out there. So I missed a turn somewhere along the way. Oh, no, that's it. I turned left by our maize field and I should have turned right. Yeah, that's okay. How's the weather? Good. So the question is, that is still a little too heavy. That's fine. Should probably turn the lights on that too. Of course, a little bit of a problem here. Well, I do. Both tractors have front loaders. So I do have the mechanisms to pull the bag off the trailer when we get back to the farm. I just don't have any of the tractors fitted currently with the loader. And then from my mind, I would usually buy seeds in this form because you can pick them up by the bag hand by hand. So I don't have to explain, oh, I'll just pick them up. Because I'm capable of lifting a 1,000-litre bag of seeds. No, I'm not. But a little 100-litre bag of seeds, you just rip the top off and put it in the, or pour it into the thing. Need to watch parking there. I think health and safety says we should probably do that. There we go. I should probably have bought another one, although this year I do not need more seed. I just need to get the jobs done that we're doing. Australia. My nephew spent some time in Australia a couple of years ago. Sort of a working holiday, if you like. He left school and headed out over there. He had a fair number of international friends, who I'm assuming he met on the internet. And he now lives with his girlfriend in Canada, which isn't too far from where I live, although that said, Canada is huge, and so is the United States. We're kind of in the middle. So, but I'm currently in the situation where Mrs. Osa had a couple of years of ill health and lots of visits to the doctors and what have you, so she wasn't driving herself anywhere, and I was, and having to take days off all over the place, so I used up all of my vacation time, and I am just about to earn some new vacation time after the end of this month, which reminds me I need to put in a vacation for the first week of October, and then but she's able to drive herself now, so she's been taking a lot of trips down to Ohio this summer to visit her family, because she hasn't been able to do that for about 3 years because COVID came before her illness. Her last visit there, which I wasn't able to attend, prior to 2021, was the beginning of March 2020, and the day she was due to come home, I think the Michigan governor locked down the state on the Monday night just after she arrived, and the Ohio governor locked down on the Tuesday. So it was kind of, yeah, that was a little bit tight, because I'm not sure what that would have done for travel for her. Oops. So yeah, 81 litres of seed on that. I actually thought I was going to be short following the barley planting contract. Okay, we can hitch that back up. Turn the lights off. Did I manage to turn the lights off? No. Turn the engine off. I'll jump out, and I guess, well, the sun's coming up, so that's a good thing. But we need to go get breakfast. So I'm going to speed up time, and let's make it to when the rain stops. There we have the rain stopping, and it looks like it's raining later today, so I should check the weather report for that. Oh, 11 o'clock it's going to rain. Ugh. Let's jump over to this. Let's see. This is still struggling. You can see the mud being churned up by the wheel. And we're only making 5 miles an hour. So, Naphanos, thanks for the follow. And yeah, we're just spinning our wheels there. Probably means that's not going to work either. Yeah, kind of sinking into the mud. Oh, this is a pain in the butt by the looks of it. What are we doing here? Why is that there? Back to the weather. No, back to the weather. It's then going to rain till 2 o'clock, which means it's going to be 6 o'clock before we can finish any of these tasks. Then it's going to rain at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, but it's going to be done by 8. Shall we see what happens? Let me jump back to Valtra. And this is what playing on Glenleathann is going to be about. So I'm going to let it run through to round about 10 o'clock. We'll give both tractors another chance. But I do think rain pain is going to cause us an issue with the ground dampness. 55, come on, 58, 59. Okay, let's start this up and see if it does any better. Nope, wheel's still spinning. So, this day is going to be pretty much a write-off by the looks of it. Oh, I can jump to there. Because as I said, by... Actually, which one of these? This is the field over here. The ground is quite soggy, indeed it is. So, I guess we're pottering around the farm for a long time today. And here comes the rain again. I could stand in this field because it is going to give me a ground moisture update as we go. It is moderately raining. I don't know if moderately raining or heavy raining or anything else has any great effect on what's going on here. I think I said by about 2 o'clock it should dry up. No. 3 o'clock? Please stop raining. There we go. So it is gently raining. The ground is quite soft. Oh, it was perfectly dry there for a second. So 4 o'clock is 1 hour dry. 5 o'clock is 2 hours dry. It looks like we're going to be doing some nighttime farming here. Slightly damp. Okay. I got that lowered. The ground is still a bit wet. I mean, you can see the ruts that we're leaving, but we don't have any seed in the ground. So hopefully, shall we give it a go? And this is what I was saying about, we've got narrow tyres on all of the tractors that are out in the fields at the moment. That tractor is not going to move there. Although, that's because it was in a rut. So, not the most ideal of situations, but the ground is going to dry out as time goes. We're making good time here, although we are churning up some dirt. If the farmer wants this done by the end of today, he's going to have to live with the ruts. That's just the way it works. You're blocked. No, you're good. Okay. Now, I was noticing earlier that, even when the ground was dry, we were leaving a rut on this right-hand side of the tractor as it ran down the field. Because we're driving in the bit of the ground that's already ploughed. If we had wider tyres or balloon tyres or doubles, the compaction would have been less. Now, apparently that's something that TerraLife by the farming agency is going to bring in, is soil compaction. So it's not just driving with narrow tyres when appropriate, it's driving with appropriate tyres when it's appropriate. So if you've got a heavy tractor, you really need to be considering balloon tyres, doubles, whatever, wide tyres, weights when necessary, just so that you can, you're not compacting the soil. In effect, you're probably going to want to consider using a lighter tractor, or the lightest tractor you can for any given job. That way, you're not driving over the fields with something that's too heavy. So, using a 6-meter seeder on a, what would it be, a quad track would not be a great plan. You should be looking at something like the Valtra or this tractor, but you probably want to be running wider tyres so that you're spreading the weight around. And typically tractors run with a much lower PSI in their tyres than, say, a car would. So the tyres are designed to bulge a bit so that you have more rubber on the ground. It's not about not skidding out at corners, which is more of what a car is involved with. It's more about spreading out the weight. And yeah, these two tractors running narrow tyres is just not the greatest plan. I'm going to jump out and see what the ground says now. Still slightly damp. So we are leaving tyre tracks when the plough's not down. Obviously once the plough's down, we seem to have enough horsepower to run this. So that's not too bad. And as time passes, the ground will dry out, so things will work a little bit better. It's difficult to see, but I'm not seeing any wheel slip at this point, so that's good. But definitely it's a good job I did not pick two of these contracts, because that would have just been very bad. Anyway. And really not been watching much on YouTube this week. Virtual Farmer's back from his week off, so I think up until last night he had 2 videos out. So I caught up on those. And I have been watching a fair number of model railway videos on various things.